You're floating on a cloud, left to wonder. And you just had such a good sleep. The sound of the wind. Okay, so here at the Jeff Show, we're gonna tell you a little story. We're gonna let you go through a dream. We have some beautiful stories about what it means to love someone and how you can find your true love by knowing what love is. Because love is not a whisper. You. That's right, we're all going to heaven right now. Let me your boy now. We want to just thank you, Jesus, for coming into this building, for coming into all of us. And we know that the world is not perfect. We know that there's bleeding things. We know that 100 years after your crucifixion, Jerusalem was destroyed by the Romans. We know that you failed to deliver the Jews, which is what they expected of you, why they rose you up, why you were martyred, but you left them behind, like almost as if they didn't matter, and you didn't live up to their expectations. You went and started your own religion using the support that they lended you, and then later you look back on this and you're like, this is kind of embarrassing because Jesus was ultimately promised to be a savior to the Jews, because just 150 years ago, Judas Maccabees, he had liberated the Jews from the Greeks. The Greeks were trying to colonize the Jews, and they didn't like it. And Judas Maccabees was a Messiah, and he came and he swept away the fan of authoritarianism and put a hand in the people. He put the hand in the people, and 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 the people. I got people, and the people, and the people, and the people. I got people, and the 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 said, hey little mama, let me find your shoe. And hey mama, gonna get in the shoes. God, hey little mama, can you polish your shoes? Let's go. Hey little mama, can I get a good juice? And then hey little mama, can I have some of your juice? And then the juice and the juice and the bomb and I Jew, baby Jew, the bomb, but I Jew, baby Jew, the bomb, but I Jew, baby the bomb. Drill, baby, drill, baby, drill, drill, baby, drill, dribbity bill, and drill, baby bill, and dibbity bill, and drill, baby dill, and dibbity bill, and drill, baby bill, and build, and the build, 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 build, and 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 build, bomb, baby, bomb, body, baby, bomb, body, baby, bomb, body, baby, bill, baba, baby, bill, baby, bill, harmony, Who's my senator? Write your senator, type your senator. Who's my senator? Who's my senator? Who my senator? Who my senator? Who my senator again? Who my senator again? Who my senator again? Who my senator and who my senator and who my senator and who my senator and who my senator? Monsanto got and a bean the fried and Monsanto got and a bean the fried and Monsanto bean the fried and Monsanto bean the fried and Monsanto bean the fried and Mom sent a man and a beating me Friday. Mom sent a man and a beating me Friday. I said, Mom and a friend and a beating me right and then go. You got to go. Let's try this out. Doesn't sound good. Spectrum with sound. You can't add any more instruments. Like, you literally would just make it. It's typical praise and worship music, dude. You just go. You build layers. You just fill out each, sonic in the spectrum, and then the sound is full. And like, what else can you do but drop it back down? I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger, and eventually you have to like go back to where you started, the building block. The building block. That's right. I'm supposed to remember what I do every day is building a building. And I can't ever seem to figure out where all I left all those pieces. Seems like I woke up this morning and I went for a walk to clear my head. And I saw a hummingbird enjoying the morning, perched. You never see a hummingbird perched. But he was sitting still. Okay, you guys, we're ready. It's good to be back. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Jeff Show, where I come on here and I take you through the genius of my method, which has to do with playing some games and playing some music. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. This is the fun part of my job. Bum. Oh. Bum. Bum, bum. Okay, I guess we're doing this now. This is clever. Try it again. Stop and listen. Sometimes. Okay, so after you got up this morning, then what'd you do? Well, I got up, I went and took myself outside, and I was taking my clipboard. I don't remember why I'm walking, but I remember this clipboard. It's got something I like to do. I clear my weary eyes from the evening frost. I just got up. I haven't slept so much, but I got a couple things that I always do, and that's starting with me and you. So I'm walking, holding the trusty clipboard that I got when I was just bored, and it served me pretty well. I mean, if you can't look at this, can you tell? So I'm going through my clipboard. It's got some stand-up I've been working on, and maybe you'll get a little bit. And why don't I try a joke on you? Is that okay? Okay, sure. So, why did the chicken cross the road? No. Can I just tell you guys? Okay, this is on topic because I wanted to tell a story about the Middle Ages. Okay, so this story. I can't tell if you're gonna like this or get offended by this joke because I don't know who you are. 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 So if I knew who you were, then I might be able to tell you my jokes. But it turns out I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. sometime, or every time, That's right. That's right. That's right. There we go. So picture this. You're in your room. Seated at your desk. And you're holding a pencil, looking down at the page. You're writing a letter to your future self. And you say, hey, mister, what you do? Hey, mister, need to know about you. What you gonna do? Say. So you pick up the pen and you write yourself. And then you say, I need all these things to come true, or else I won't be happy. But it doesn't always turn out the way you think. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it do. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it do. Not in a very talkative mood. I kind of just having fun playing. All right, but I am going to change it up. This song is called Ice Cream Pizza. Never mind. I hate that song. Da-da-da-da-dun. Hate that. Bamba, 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 bamba. I lost. You lost the moment. You got to do that kind of thing in the morning. You can't have your. Here we go. I know you know this song. Okay. Here we go. Apoplectic, apoplectic, aposeptic, aposeptic, apoplectic, apoplected, apopleppy, poopy, poopy, puppy, poopy, poopy, puppy, 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 puppy. Puppy, 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 puppity, 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 pup, puppity, 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 pup, puppity, 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 sloppity, give me the jappity. I really don't feel like preaching. I usually love preaching. But then I came back to the real world. And it was fun and parties. And you felt like you were human again. You're like, yeah. And now I'm in the driver's seat. There's nothing else like this. And then you burn yourself out of energy. Last night I had too much ice cream, and I literally fell asleep in my car. But it's great because I have a little bed in my car. And in the morning I was like, that's pretty sick. Well, I woke up at 4 and I was like, I think it's time to drive home. And I turned on my audiobook and I learned about Henry VIII. Every time I try to get in a conversation with someone about history, they won't let me fucking teach them. And today was the perfect day. I was like, hey, fun fact, did you know that the world is becoming less violent? Did you know that when Genghis Khan murdered 10 million, he actually cooled the planet? And it's crazy how it's a little bit like Genghis Khan happens during the European Renaissance. He disrupts the European Renaissance. Actually, the Black Death. The Renaissance was made possible by the Black Death. So many people died, they could just enjoy better stuff. And technology had improved. Oh man, I know so many interesting facts about the Middle Ages. But it's like when I spit some of them out, like people, it's just like, whew. Like someone wants to talk about Henry VIII, for example. And they're like, or Prince John. Most of you know Prince John from that little Robin Hood movie. Robin Hood, Little John, Robin Hood, the Royce. Not that John. Not Little John, Prince John. And if you remember that little cartoon movie I'm talking about, you know, the lion, Prince John, he's a lion, and then he's got that snake who's a goofball. And they're gay in the movie. He's like, oh. I'm just kidding. That was silly. Prince John in real life is King of England while his brother is off fighting the Crusades. And you have to picture like
England at this point had barely escaped feudalism. It's like 1200, the year 1200. So, the year's 1200 in England. 400 years prior to this, you just finally escaped being under the thumb of the Vikings, and you figured out how to unify enough and build enough fortresses to freaking bat off these Viking attacks. And then you start forming an island, and you have like King Arthur, who unifies some of those kingdoms. Back when England is very much basically bands of tribes. The Romans had already left. Right after the Romans, the Germans come and conquer. And they're just conquering like villages of people. It's not until the French invade, after 300 years of this, of just, what are we? Are we Rome? No, Rome's gone. Are we Germans? No. Are we Vikings? We need help. Finally, after 300 years of that, you have like a European, like someone who's organized, who had kind of their stuff together. Because the first emperor after Rome is Charlemagne. He's French. And the French preserved most of the Roman culture because Rome exported it to France very early during Julius Caesar, before Christ, just right around Christ. So 800 years ago, around Christ, Rome was all up in France, all up in there. Julius Caesar was wiping them out, cleaning the floor with them, and those leftover tribes became Roman citizens. And then after Rome kind of moved its focus elsewhere, those guys were like, hey, we're doing pretty well over here. So that was the first kingdom, the Frankish kingdom. It's a mix of the Gauls and the Germans, and that's who live there now, French people today. The northern parts of France also got hit by Vikings. That's why Normandy, where D-Day happens in northern France, is named after the Normans. So you have France undergoing all this change and being affected by the mainland and the empire, and roads are getting built. Like, Charlemagne unites all these kingdoms. Meanwhile, you're just getting raided on your island. Anyway, sorry, I got off topic. 300 years go by. A French king shows up on your shores. He settles in London. He builds the Tower, the famous place where Henry VIII, and you can even go visit today, but Henry VIII kept his wife, Anne Boleyn, and executed her. It was the wife he divorced so he could leave the church. And so William the Conqueror comes in, he makes coins and stamps them, and finally they have a king. Quick side note about Henry VIII. He marries, I think, 3 times. And he divorces, he gets granted divorce by challenging the Pope and starting his own church. And he really abuses that privilege. By the end of his life, he's a jerk. And he's a jerk to especially Anne Boleyn, because he cuts off her head. And he's upset for a couple of reasons, but one is she didn't bear a son. Instead, she births a child named Elizabeth, who would go on to be Queen Elizabeth, one of the most powerful women ever. One of the wisest, shrewdest women ever. With his first wife, he gives birth to a girl also named Mary. Mary ascends the throne first. Elizabeth, her younger sister, is like 9, and Mary's like 14 or something. She puts a sister, Elizabeth, is held hostage. Finally, Mary ends up being a troublesome ruler for many reasons, but one is that she's strictly Catholic, and that means that she's forming an alliance with with French kings and the Pope. And that's actually really a popular alliance, but the nobles in England because even Henry's dad was an usurper. So there's like the aristocracy is actually trying to get involved in politics. And so they help, the lords of England conspire to put a Protestant, because that's the new political movement. They can use its wheels to kind of wheel England away from the papal influence and start to control their people a little more hardcore. And Elizabeth takes full advantage of this. She has like a 100-year plan. She's just sees into the future. It's 100 years after this little girl would grow up, and then in 100 years, England would be a superpower. Anyways, let's go back on topic. England hasn't gotten there yet. That whole story I just told you, we'll still have to wait 300 years. Right now we're in the time of Robin Hood in the late Middle Ages, and a new class has just been created in England, because the Middle Ages see the Roman influence fail across all of Europe, and people have the remains of the empire, technologies, roads, and they build on those roads. And so eventually the trade networks get reconnected. England can talk to itself again. They start they can manufacture steel, because steel takes trade, because you have to have several ingredients. So the trade creates like a really strong aristocracy, a really strong military class, because they have the plate armor. And so if you can afford that, it's a sweeping military technology at the time. So the blacksmiths make this class of knights and valor, and this new class of the aristocracy. And then it also makes this new class that's grown on the backs of trade, because now they have roads. So there's this new class in England called the merchant class, and they're becoming wealthy. And that is the reason why characters like Robin Hood come up to defend the poor, because there's these new wealthy barons, robber barons, who are just so powerful that they're even holding the king hostage. And if you watched, here's the whole point of this story. It took me like 30 minutes to explain, but if you watch the Disney movie, Prince John is known as John the First, John the Worst. The reason they hate him so much is because he's a pushover by the merchant class. The merchant class is getting rich. And the people, and also Prince John is like listening to them and going to fight their wars. That's why Richard the Lionheart went off in the Crusades. They're all mixed up in these, who is the Pope, in playing the royal games. And the peasants are like, this sucks. And Robin's like, yeah, I know. I'm going to kill those guys. But here's the final point of the story, okay? Here's the real amazing point of this story. I want you to buckle up. Now you know all this history. Hopefully you were taking careful notes. And I know it seems maybe pointless, like when am I ever going to know, the timeline of European or England politics? The more these data points you absorb, the more you realize they connect. And it's actually possible, and you realize you're seeing through the ways the stories are told to you, because history is passed down through these big veins, and largely they're kind of influenced by who wants to tell that story. And so people end up on the winning side, the losing side. But there are some characters who actually get wickered into very separate places, traditions that get passed down, and they live on both sides of history. I just want you to think about that. That means that if you think about a legacy, how you influence the future from your identity, who you will yourself to be. Like it means that you don't have to be all or nothing. Like your essence will be captured in all the things you do in different places. Okay, here's an example. Prince John, we know him in this like cool little fictional, this little story where he's like, oh, he's a bad king and Robin Hood's gonna take him down. So he got captured in literature, Prince John. Oh, what a wimpy boy. But then I want to tell you, I'm going to blow your mind, that you actually know another story of Prince John that you didn't even realize that you had learned. I'm going to take you back to a memory that we all had somewhere in middle school, where you're in the class called social studies. and you kind of hit all the high points of like, history, government, civics, whatever. You're like, oh, Egypt, Mesopotamia, then, or the Greeks, whatever. When you learn about the laws of civilizations, the first one you hear about is Hammurabi's Code. What's the second one you hear about? Something called the Magna Carta. This is what a lot of canon law, or like lawyers, they're gonna like go to their universities and be like, oh, the Magna Carta was the first codex of law. And Europeans are like, we're so white and smart. Forgetting that when we came to the Americas, the Native Americans had their own forms of government. And in fact, the European Enlightenment was a lot of times the importing, like Indians seeing the ways European society worked for the first time and being like, your society's like way fucked up. Like you guys are seriously addicted to building mythologies that are painful for you guys. You don't live in balance. There's a book about how the Native Americans actually began a lot of the Renaissance that was imported back into Europe. I mean, the Enlightenment, which prompted things like the French Revolution and like the actual we get to the final version of like states. Okay, here, I'm ready to tell you. This is the end of the story, I promise. So you learn about the Magna Carta, the year 1215. And what was that year I just told you about our friend Prince John? 1200. It was, in fact, Prince John who signed the Magna Carta. I know. So you know about Prince John from a cartoon movie. And you also, but he's been with you your whole life. You were in that social studies class. You didn't know why. You didn't learn the pyramids. I don't care. And now you love history. Now you understand your place in the world. You realize that you've become a man, and before you there were men, and they lived a whole life, and they only passed fragments, and you're trying to put the pieces together. And here's a man who apparently has had this big impact on history of signing the Magna Carta. But we only remember him as like, oh, what the hell, loser, the jerk. Everything else was forgotten. And the crazy thing is, him signing the Magna Carta isn't even a show of strength. It's not like, oh, wise King John invented modern European law. Again, it was an accident, like I just told you about the Indians commenting on the Enlightenment and spurning the Enlightenment happening. John's signature dish of the Magna Carta was an accident in this way that he was such a weak king, such a weak ruler without vision and purpose, and just kind of invading England's mind with his wars he wanted to carry out, and bankrupting his nation and causing just arduous frustrations from all the taxing. Weakened him so much that it allowed the aristocracy to step in and be like, we're gonna freaking tell you to leave unless you rein this in. And so the Magna Carta invents what becomes known as a constitutional monarchy. So they have this document that says, and John's like, yes, I agree. It says, I am not having limited power. And he's like, oh, I really liked unlimited power. I'm gonna miss that a lot, I think. And they're like, sign it. And this, ironically, was a stroke of basically corruption, because it let the merchant class, it kind of started crony capitalism. It let the merchant class fill the House of Lords with interests and, schemes and the ability to protect their wealth and make it impossible for, anyone to prosper. But that all changes with America. Now we have Americans getting rich. And not people like me, Americans. Like the same group of elites, but they were just born here. And then they get to control the money. And we're going to make them super powerful. And it's a good thing, too, because I want it to be our guys. At least it's our guys. So anyways, that's the story of two pieces of history that you didn't know you know, but now you know exactly how you know. And you get to piece it together because this whole, these detours we took through history, we saw not just the stories, but what the stories hang off of, the structure of history, how it even is that we remember things from the past. Things get written about, things get popularized, and they get spun. A story gets spun, and a story gets spun through all these different wheels and then ends up living into immortality. That's what immortality is. Being able to move through these wheels. And that's like why Christ or any religion is a powerful story, because it's survived, it's been worked on, it's been touched by all these different handlers. And they've eaten the Eucharist of this tradition and then birthed it through them. And that's what makes something sacred. All right, let's get back to the music.
Me and you, and after all, it's all we could do.
Master improviser. I gotta tell you one more story. I went to a party a couple nights ago. I saw one of my estranged friends, my nemesis. I got terrified when they came in. But we said we should go play music. And I was like, that's a good idea. That will help solve our relationship. So we played music, and we jammed, and then we got to a point like this. And I just did the 1/4 lift, and we were like, and I was kind of singing, and I started singing a song we used to sing. All the way, all the way, all the way. Mama once told me, you know how you feel love. I'll get it. Give me 1 second.
all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. I'd like to lift up your hand. Oh, I would like to lift up your hand with a saving Lord. I would like to lift up your hand when I know about you. I would like to lift up your hand. I would like to hold your hand. Said I would like to hold your hand before we go all the way. Ooh, all the way. Don't wanna go all the way, not yet. Wanna make sure this time, make sure this time. Wanna go for this time, go for this time. Wanna go for this time, wanna go for this time. Wanna go for this time, go for this time. Mama once told me, I am when you feel love. Mama once told me, I am when you feel love. Had you tell me, my brother, there's stars. Tell me, my brother, there's stars.
The audience is like, ah! We're torturing you.